Welcome everybody, it's me, TruePowerIsMine. This is a special report. Today I want to talk about, sacred geometry. I've been really studying this a whole lot lately, and it's just blowing me away. You know, there's the original flower of life pattern, and from which that pattern is derived from all these other amazing geometrical patterns are found. This pattern has been suggested to have some sort of almost spiritual power, and I can see, you know, when I drew it out last night, it was amazing. It was such an amazing. I took a protractor and I just drew the circles out. And it was so amazing. I really challenge you all to do the same. You know, look up sacred geometry, and you know, just let your mind expand, because we are dealing with one hell of a beast, y'all. One hell of a wicked ass beast. And only utilizing every weapon in our arsenal do we have any hope of really fulfilling a future that's adequate for all of humanity. Anything short would be uncivilized. But seriously, you know, you think a lot of concepts that we have, they come in 3s, 6s, and 13s. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. 12 jurors and a judge. Jesus and his apostles. 12 of them. 13. Guys, the truth has always been right in front of our face. It was once said there's nothing new underneath the sun. And I disagree. If one comes out of ignorance, that is new. And that is what I hope many of you do. Come out of our collective shared ignorance and into the light. The light of knowledge. True knowledge. And then you can start to look at the world in the way it should be perceived. Many of us give too much stock and too much credit to this little third dimension we're occupying right now. We're here for such a fleeting second, fraction of a second to eternity. And it's really concerning that most of us, when it comes to sacred geometry, when it comes to understanding cosmic events, are just as ignorant in death as we are in our so-called lives. Hopefully, as this new series of special reports progress, and we dwell more into the cosmic affair, we dwell more into the spiritual affair, we reach out to experts in these fields and get them on the show, and we pick their brain. Perhaps a fire of intelligence will be lit in you. You know, the life flower here appears in so many various cultures, from Egypt to South America, and no one is connecting the dots. It's all coincidence. No, it's not. This shows there is a pattern, a design to all of this so-called reality. Folks, I really want you to expand your minds past its previous limits. Our brain should not merely be dogs on leashes. We should be allowed to expand them to the very limits of our capacity. Because we are finite. We're mortals. We have a a certain arc about us. It starts off in darkness. It reaches its climax in our personal limit to our intellect. And then as we get older, it degrades and then we die. That is the natural lifespan of the average human. But within those boundaries, great things could happen. Empires can rise and empires can fall. Civilizations could prosper, or civilizations could disappear. You know, there's been scientific experiments to prove that we are experiencing a collective consciousness to a certain degree. Now, many of us understand that some of us choose not to empathize with fellow human beings. We choose to not see ourselves in the totality. And those are people who are participating in the Luciferian experience. The Lucifer experiment was a cosmic experiment that basically seeks to separate the individual from the collective universe. But once this is achieved, the individual basically becomes a zero factor, if you want to say it, in the universe. They still exist, but they're disconnected both emotionally and spiritually. We call them psychopaths, narcissists, blah, blah, blah. But really all they are misguided and lost souls. A lot of people believe right now CERN over in Europe are dabbling in things that we're not quite ready to dabble in. To push this point, science cannot agree on the definition of mass or matter. Yet scientists can develop a nuclear bomb. You see the potential or the propensity for science to just at 0 point, instead of going negative or positive, they choose negative. You know, there's no reason why we shouldn't use our vast intellect to end famine. And I'm not just being an idealist here. There's truly a selfish, self-preservating motive behind it. Because if most societies, or if all societies, were tended and cared for, the propensity for war or some sort of physical confrontation would be negligible. But it's not like that. Because we have people focus on destruction. Punching holes through the ozone. Drilling holes into the mantle, or the crust rather, not the mantle. Everything's destructive. Even sending rockets and bombs to the moon. Come on. If there was intelligent life outside of Earth, which I basically assume there is, they must be thinking, what a lot of fools we have here. We have everything on Earth to make a true go and become a civilization worthy of cosmic exploration. But it's because of superstition and hate and our destructive propensity towards each other that keeps us firmly footed on the earth. I hope these video series that I'm going to try to develop and get the experts, get the people who have experienced a lot in this paranormal realm on the show, pick their brains, ask them questions, and maybe we can light once again the fire of enlightenment to drown out the darkness of ignorance and bring in a bounty of brand new possibilities and expectations for all of humanity. This has been Special Report. I'm TruePowerIsMine. Until the next time, friends, stay well.